Welcome back everyone, SweetBattlescars here, and I am back with another unboxing video. Today we're gonna look at the Banpresto DXF Arzuros Huntress figure, and this is the latest entry in the Banpresto series of Monster Hunter statues, and it looks pretty awesome. This is the box of the figure. It comes in two pieces. On this side we have the figure itself, the Arzuros Huntress, wearing a very nice Arzuros gear. And then on this side we have her weapon, which is the Arzuros switch axe. I forget the actual title of this, so I'm just gonna call it the Arzuros switch axe. And so it comes in two pieces. These pieces were available separately, and as I've mentioned before in previous unboxings, these are probably only available through crane machines as rewards or prizes when you play crane machines in Japan, as this logo implies here. Crane King was who distributed these figures, so I believe these were only available through as prizes when people play those crane machines, which is pretty awesome. I guess again, Japan gets all the awesome stuff. So we're gonna quickly take a look at the box here. Nice Monster Hunter logo on top. Nice shots of the figure, nice little previews there, a little close-up there of her face. The figure looks fantastic, very nice. Here we have a little snapshot of the figure with the weapon, and this is the pose that you can give her. And on the bottom, a few instructions on how to attach the weapon and a base to the figure so she can actually hold the weapon. So on the other side, we have her actual switch axe. In this box, I gotta tell you guys, this one's extremely heavy. This is much heavier than that figure. And that is because this one actually comes with a little chest box, which I think it's just awesome. I love that they included that little detail. So here we have a few snapshots of the weapon. The back, a few details. Just that's what the box looked like. So nothing really too exotic about the boxes, but they look nice nonetheless. So let's go ahead and pop these open. And actually I have a lot of tape. I forgot to cut this here. So let me just, it's hard to see with the camera in the way. But there we go, got it out. And as you can see, it comes in a very simple packaging. Just a nice little cardboard box wrapped around it. And the figure just slides out of there. There we go. So we're gonna set this aside for now. Don't really need it. And here is the figure, the Arzuros Huntress. Of course, in Japan it was called the Aoshira or Ashira figure. The Ashira series. Yes, that's the actual name. I guess the Japanese name for Arzuros. Oh man, and this looks just awesome. So you guys can see the full view here first. But then we get a nice close-up, and these are very nicely detailed. Very nice. These are very nice Monster Hunter statues, and we don't have many actual figures for hunters out there. Well, of course we have the awesome Revoltechs, the Rathalos Revoltech, the Zenogre Revoltech, but as far as like figures and statues go, they are very far and few, so very scarce in terms of Monster Hunter like figures of actual hunters wearing their gear. So we have an arm here, so it's really nice to have these available to us by Banpresto. And of course these have to be imported, which is a pain, but they're really nice. So if someone out there really wants them, these are totally worth it in my opinion. So I'm just getting everything out of the packaging so you guys can see everything. That's it that comes with the figure. Here is that little weird base that the figure comes with. So as you guys saw in the instructions, you can attach the figure to this so that she can actually hold her switch axe, I guess, because the switch axe is pretty heavy. So it doesn't look that heavy though. The bottom is pretty heavy, but the bottom is usually standing you know, on the base, on the floor, or on the table. I mean, on the shelf. So here is the figure itself. I'm gonna let the camera focus and give you guys a very good close-up. Her face has been very nicely painted. You guys can see that her skin is just unpainted plastic. It's very kind of glossy, like a satin gloss there. But her eyes have been painted on it. Yeah, it's very smooth. So yeah, it's unpainted plastic. But the rest of her looks like it's been painted for sure. So her hair, starting with her little cap, very nice details. You guys can see there all the fur from Arzuros, and the nice little details there, the texture painted on it, the little scales here on top, very nice. So not a lot in terms of you know, airbrushing and shading and whatnot, but all of the colors are solid. We got a little bit of flashing there from the mold. You guys can see there that it's wasn't, you know, properly cleaned, but I'm being a little nitpicky there. It doesn't really bother me a lot on the fur, on the little detail here. Oh, we actually do have some airbrushing there. I think it is, or maybe it's just like dry brushing. So why don't we put it together before we continue? So there's a slot there for the arms, and the mechanical joint, of course. This is for her to hold her switch axe, and if you don't want to have her holding her switch axe, you can just have her with this arm here, which goes in very easily. So there she is. So very nice armor on her chest, nicely detailed there with the little ribbon. Very nicely painted, very clean lines. Like I said, not a lot in terms of details or like in terms of dry brushing or airbrushing, but it's still very nice nonetheless. I really love that they included her carving knife here on the back of her. Very nice detail and very nicely painted, very clean, very nice. Yeah, simple design, simple paint job, but it's well done. It's very well done. So I'm really happy with this. Nice details there on her arm braces, actually. So that looks very nice. So yeah, not a fancy paint job, but it's done well. It's yeah, that's what I get from these figures, and I have several others, and I've done unboxings of those, and I will show you those to you guys. There are her legs. Very nice details on her armor. There you go. So her boots also. So there's the figure, and she can no, she can actually, she doesn't really stand on her own. She's kind of curving her body, so she does go back a little bit. So that is why we do, I guess we do need this base here. So yeah, her base attaches very easily. You just kind of push her legs into her feet into the base, and that's perfect. Now she's standing. So I guess the base is needed. Alright, let's move on. Now let's get the weapon out. Let's set the awesome Huntress aside, and we have some more tape here. My knife is very dull. This is the knife I use for everything, so it's not cutting that well anymore. You have to get a new blade. Alright, so here is the big heavy box. Let's see what's inside. Oh, there's the chest. Very nice. This feels like opening a chest of loot. Very awesome. Oh, there's the chest. So let's get it out of this plastic. There it is. Let's get this cardboard out of the way, and there is our little treasure chest. Or storage chest, if you want to call it, that. But there it is. It's very nicely made, very nicely cast. It's plastic, of course, but it's yeah, it's pretty heavy. I guess the weapon inside of it makes it pretty heavy. Nothing in the bottom there, just the Capcom logo, or not even a logo. It's just the copyright. But on the surface, on the wood, you have a very nice faux finish on it. So the plastic is obviously textured, very nicely sculpted, and this is from the casting process, and it was sculpted this way, is what I mean to say. And they've added like a glaze on it, or like a little, you know, like a little wash to just kind of give it the illusion of wood. So it gives it that faux wood feel to it, that faux wood finish. So the glaze kind of highlights the grain, the texture of the plastic, which is the grain of the wood. So it highlights the grain very nicely, and it gives you that, you know, that wood feeling. So it looks like actual wood with like varnish, like heavy varnish on it, because it's very glossy. It's got like a semi-gloss finish to it, or maybe like a satin. It's not that shiny. The light is bouncing off of it a lot, but yeah, it's actually like a satin. It's really not that glossy. It's like a very nice details on the sides. You guys can see there that the glaze really, that little wash really highlights all the details. Same here in the front, the sides, and the back. We have the little hinges for it to open, and we have our little lock here, a little mechanism here to open it. So let's see if I can open this thing. So you just gotta press down on it a little bit, and then pull this little piece of plastic off, and then you get to open it. But you got to press on it a little bit, because it does have a little bit of tension there to keep it closed, so it snaps together like so. So press on it a little bit, and then you can open it. And then of course the lock has a very nice metallic paint on it. It looks like iron, like wrought iron. So very nice patina there also. It's not a patina, sorry, it's a metallic paint. If it was a patina, this would have to be actual metal, but it's a very nice metallic paint there. And you open the chest, and here is her awesome switch axe. So this is like, of course, it gives you the illusion of, you know, an item box where hunters store their weapons. And yeah, the switch axe is huge. This thing is big. No wonder this was heavy. The box itself isn't that heavy, but, you know, combine that with the switch axe, and this is, I guess this is hollow actually, but it's very light, but when you combine it together, it does get kind of heavy. So here's the blade. Here is the handle, I guess you can call it, or not really the handle, but the body of the weapon. And it's got like sort of like a metallic brown paint. It's not really that metallic-y though. It's very simple. It's just a flat color. It doesn't have any shading or anything, any effects. But the little detail here is nicely painted. You guys can see it there. If my camera decides to focus, let's get this. There it is. You guys can see they're very nicely painted. So there's that. We have this piece. This has a lot of like airbrushing here. You guys can see there that it's got slight coloration there. And then we have these sort of side pieces here for the switch axe. And these are nicely faux as well. Come on, focus. There you go. Nice metallic paint here on the edge. And there's that piece. And here is the other piece, which is identical, but it has a little hole there for the peg to go in. So there you go. Those are all the parts. And then it came with this, this is like a base, I guess. So we're gonna get it out and just maybe set it aside for now. Yeah, it's a little base to hold our weapon. So let's see if I can put this together. So the box doesn't come with instructions in the back, so I'll kind of look at those while I put it together. So first off, we have this piece and this piece, and you see the nice mechanical joints there. These should go in together nicely. So this is the actual handle of the weapon here. This is, I guess, the more mechanical part of the weapon, where the transformation is triggered from you know, sword to blade. And then let's see, I guess yeah, this has to slide. So this slides through the, I don't want to, oh, that's I don't want to scratch the paint. I guess we haven't really looked at this. This has a nice silver paint on it. It's again, it's a very simple paint job. You guys can see that it's really not that complicated. It's not really that fancy, you know, of a paint job. It's very simple. You can see the texture here of the plastic. It wasn't even sanded that well, but you know, it's okay. It kind of gives it that metallic look, and so a little bit of you know, airbrushing here, very minimal with that, you know. If even that is a little, I don't even think that's airbrushing. I think it's just a solid coat of paint. It's very soft though. I think it was nicely done. It's a very soft coat of paint there, very thin. And then we have the red details here. So I don't want to scratch this, but I guess if I'm putting it in there, it's gonna scratch it a bit. Let's try to do it slowly. Come on. Okay, I guess that's as far as it goes. There's a little bit of snapping and cracking there. I hope. Am I doing it right? I think I'm doing it wrong. Sorry. Yeah. Wow. Wow. That's embarrassing. Almost broke it. I was doing it wrong. This goes this way like this. So yeah. Don't do what I did. I just kind of forced it the opposite way, and it's not supposed to. Fortunately, nothing broke. Everything is fine. So it just got stretched a little bit, but there we go. Nothing happened. And then finally, we have, I forget how these pieces go. I guess this one will have to go in here like so, right? Yeah, here we go. So you guys can see that there's a little tiny peg in there. And this has a slot for that to kind of all fit together. It should all fit together. There we go. It's a little snug, but it's a nice little joint. And there's a little peg in there for the piece to kind of snap together. So you guys just heard the plastic rubbing against each other. So that's in there nicely. And that's what I mean by the little indentation there. And these little pegs should go in there nicely. And this one does not want to go in. Yeah, this piece is very snug. This might take a second. There we go. Little snug, but it goes in. Yeah, so everything, you know, snapped together, more or less, you know, nicely. Let me just make sure. There we go. All right, that's it. That's nice and solid. So yeah, this thing is it's big. It's a pretty big weapon, and these are to scale, you know, to the hunters. So these are pretty big weapons. So this is what you know, the actual scale of it would be. So we're gonna set this nice treasure chest here, or the little storage box, to the side there. I guess you can kind of display the weapon by itself, like so, like that. I guess. So it looks pretty good. But if you wanted to make the figure hold it, of course you have to switch out the arm. There's the arm, and then I guess you kind of, yeah, so you see her, the whole figure kind of goes back a bit. It kind of, okay, so of course there's a better way of doing that. There's a little peg in her hand, on the inner part of her hand, and there's a little hole in there, so you can snap that in there, and that's a bit, okay, there you go. I was doing it wrong. So yeah, she holds it nicely actually, so it doesn't even make her kind of fall back. So I was doing it wrong, obviously. This is a learning video, folks. You guys get to learn from my mistakes. There you go. The base and the treasure chest. I keep calling it a treasure chest. I'm so used to treasure, I guess, from playing games, but it's just her storage box. There you go. So we're gonna take a close up there. Yeah, this figure is awesome. I'm gonna try to slowly move the camera so you guys can see it there. You know, it's awesome detail. Get the box in there. Bring it into the mix. There you go. So, yep, those are all the contents of the Banpresto Arzuros Huntress. As you can see there, I got a nice focus on it. Very cool, very nice figure. That base is a little distracting, but she has to have it in order to be able to hold her switch axe, which is there. And you guys can see the weapon it's huge, and it is to scale, so that's what it looks like in the game. It's a pretty big weapon. And then last but not least, we have our storage box there. So there you go, guys. That's it for the Arzuros Huntress. Let me zoom out and take this out, and then let her be joined by her companions here, by her peers. So this is the other Banpresto Huntress. She's wearing, of course, a Gobel, I think. Yeah, this is the female Gobel armor. And then, of course, we have the Lagiacras armor, as it was introduced in Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. So let's move her towards the middle here. It's gonna be in the middle now. So there you go. These are the 3 hunters I have in my collection so far as the Banpresto figures go. But there are a few others, including monster figures. They have like a Lagiacras, a Brachidios, and a few others that I still have to get. And they do have another Huntress, one of the older ones. I think she was maybe the first one that was released, or one of the first. And she's wearing a Bariath armor, so I don't have her yet. I'm still trying to find her. She's a little more rare, so she goes for, she's a little more expensive now. Like I said, she's an older figure. So, but for now I have these, and they look very awesome together. I almost have a complete team of hunters here. So there you go, guys. That's it for this unboxing video. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Please feel free to comment, like, and subscribe, and share this video if you have enjoyed it and would like to see more. So that's it. Stay tuned for the next unboxing video, and I'll see you guys next time.